So there's a point in everyone's life where you start thinking about what do I want to do with the rest of my life? Well, I was lucky. I had that opportunity when I was working at my first job out of college. I really, really loved the people there. Product was awesome, but I found out I was a very bad employee. I'll just give you a few little stories about myself, and you'll sit there and go, wow, I would never hire him as an employee. And I'll explain why I was such a bad employee so that you just don't think that I'm just a random kid that didn't know what he was doing, was in the professional world. So, here's the story. I took a job at a company in downtown Indianapolis, and you can find out all about this on my LinkedIn profile if you're really interested in the company. But they were a fantastic company and gave me an awesome opportunity. Had the opportunity to go in as one of their outside sales reps. My degree was in sales and economics, so this was a perfect fit for me, and I love technology. So when I actually accepted the job, I thought this was by far the best opportunity I could possibly have. I was so excited, and I went in the first week of work, and I already knew as much, if not more, than the sales reps that had been there for a little bit earlier. Because when I was doing my interview process, I actually read through all of every single blog post, every single social media tweet, everything I could find out about the company and the product. So I had a lot of knowledge that most people had no idea when they came in to work there. So I went through the training. They made me the first day install Yahoo Messenger, and I was like, oh, okay, we're using this, but we had Gmail accounts, so I'm always a consistent or constant questioner. I'm very curious, and I always want to know why we're doing what we're doing. So you would think, okay, I'm an outside sales rep. Here's what I'm going to do. I am going to send a lot of emails, make a lot of phone calls, schedule a lot of coffees, a lot of lunches, go enjoy myself, talk with people, and sell really cool products. That was pretty much what I thought I was going to be doing. So what I ended up doing was finding out that even though I was going and doing all of this stuff, the thing that I enjoyed talking with the people I was meeting with the most was this little side business that I was doing. I had been doing social media marketing all through college, so all my internships and all my work experience was in, and I liked it, but I really, really hated sitting behind a computer all day and not getting out and meeting with people. So I actually changed my major to sales and decided that that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to be out, meet with people every day. I figured I'd find something I like to sell, and I'd go sell it the best I possibly could. But I was really good at social media. I understood the strategy, I understood the concept, I understood and could look through a problem through the eyes of the consumer, not just through the eyes of a business. And that provided me some real perspective on a lot of the projects that I managed. But what really pushed me over the edge was that I would go to these coffee meetings and I would literally be talking with people and I'd want to talk about the product I was supposed to be selling. And all these people were interested in was the fact that I was doing social media for companies. And we already had a few clients, Austin and I did. And what would happen would be is I was living in Muncie, Indiana at the time. So driving to downtown Indianapolis was a 2-hour drive with traffic. So I was going into work from 9 to 5, typical job. I would have to leave the apartment by about 6:30, and I would not get back until about 7:30. So it was really about a 13-hour day for me, 14-hour day, just might depend on the day. And what would happen is I would wake up, and I'd get ready, I'd head out, I'd go to work, do everything I was supposed to do there. Actually, when I was done, I would leave, come back home, eat dinner, hang out with my fiance for a little bit, and then as soon as she'd go to bed, I would actually stay up and I would work on Hosskey stuff. So I was doing a full-time job plus travel plus trying to run a small business on the side. Not to mention I was DJing every weekend as well. So needless to say, after 2 or 3 weeks of this, I was getting exhausted to the point where I'd wake up and be barely functioning. It probably was not safe for me to be driving. So what ended up happening was probably week 3 on the job. I was been doing this and I was working desk job by day, small business by night. Finally caught up with me. After a huge lunch, a rainy day, long day, little caffeine, because I never used to drink caffeine. That has changed now, but before my old job, I didn't really drink a whole lot. And really comfy chairs and a very boring presentation. And I actually fell asleep at work for a few minutes slash maybe 30. It was during the presentation, probably shouldn't have happened, but I realized right then and there that, okay, maybe I'm doing too much. Problem was, I was enjoying what I was doing when I got back home, but I wasn't enjoying what I was doing when I was at work. It had nothing to do with the people or the product. They were fantastic. I will never ever badmouth them in any way whatsoever because they were very good at what they do. But it just wasn't my cup of tea. So I went along for a few more weeks, and 7 weeks and one day decided it was not my thing. And my now wife, which then was fiance, my parents, her parents, and a lot of older people that I know always told me, do what you love and the money will follow. If you just work for the money, you'll be miserable for your entire life. So that right there made me decide, and with the push from my now wife, decided to quit the job and start my own thing with Austin and do that full time. Well, obviously you can't just quit full time or a full time job, start up a company and have money to pay the bills. So what I did instead was instead of going, okay, well I've got to have this job, I found other ways to make the money. Not selling drugs, not selling myself on the street corner. Um, it was actually I decided to become an adjunct faculty member at Ivy Tech University. So now you got this guy who DJs on the weekends and runs a small business and teaches part time at Ivy Tech. I have enough to cover the bills. I'm actually making more now than I did when I was working at my old job, but I'm having more fun. I have more freedom. I'm able to take off a night and say, okay, I'm done. I'm not touching my computer. I'm going to go have dinner. I'm going to go hang out with friends, and that's what I'm going to do. Austin shares the same thing. He can tell you a story with Sally Mae and all of that, but this is my story. So I have that freedom and flexibility. Now, do I work more hours than I did when I was at my other job? I do, a lot more. When you have clients that want that they're paying you to do jobs, you better do above and beyond what anyone ever expects of you. And we try to do that. We underpromise, overperform. That's kind of a motto we have. And right now it's 8:44 on a Thursday night. I've been up since 5 o'clock this morning. We did a presentation earlier. We've been out doing some other meetings. I've sent a bunch of emails off, but I'm still working tonight. Tomorrow, maybe a little lighter day for me. I don't have as much that I'm doing, and I'll be able to relax. That freedom is invaluable to me. The ability to work with one of my best friends in the world, Austin, and be able to call him up and know that we're on the same page on projects and that we're supporting each other. By him doing what he does and me doing what I do, we're able to pay the bills, pay the rent, pay the utilities, and still have extra money to spend on things. And we get to have a say in how the culture of the business is and what we want to do and how we want to do it. When you're a small business, the first thing you do is you are, and this is going to be a whole nother blog or vlog or video or blog post, whatever it's going to be, but it's all the struggles you face as a small business. And I do more of the financial management kind of side of things. Austin does a lot of the back end work with the clients. I'm more of the sales guy. I do all the paperwork, all the accounting, all of the legal, everything that no one ever wants to do. I do that because I actually kind of enjoy it deep down. I won't admit it. I'll say I hate paperwork, but I really like what I do. So we work together great as a team, and there's so many things you run into as a small business that you never know, and I'm constantly learning. I always learn something new every day, and it's so much fun being able to do that. So Hosskey was developed because Austin and I are just really good friends, and we really had this desire to be in social media. I brought Austin on because I thought he complimented what we do very well. If you ever are around us, you notice I don't shut up, and Austin barely talks. You get Austin by himself, he will talk up a storm, but Austin's kind of introverted, and it works perfectly with a really extroverted person like me. And this is kind of why we build the business the way we did. I'm the guy that's out doing the sales, meeting with the clients, and Austin gets frustrated when I leave for my honeymoon, and the clients are waiting for me to get back and they want to talk with him. If nothing, or they only want to talk with me and they don't really want to talk with him. I build those relationships and I understand I can read people a lot better than Austin does. And that really helps out because I am a people pleaser. I want to make sure you get what you're paying us for and what you want, and we'll go above and beyond that. So we work really great as a team, and I've had more fun in the last 4 months or 5 months, however long. I quit in July 3rd, July 2nd. And I've been doing this since, so almost 6 months now. Yeah, something like that. Not exactly sure. But we've been doing this and we're making good money. We're having a lot of fun meeting really, really cool people, and I wouldn't trade it for the world. And the one person I think for giving me the push into it ultimately is my wife. She's been fantastic support system there, but I really appreciate my family and my friends who have been there along the way to make sure to support me as I'm the crazy man who does 3 jobs and tries to get everything done all the time. So I just wanted to give you guys a little bit of my story. I could spend 35 minutes to an hour going over all the little details, but that's just a brief little view of how I got started in things. I think Austin has either done one already or will be doing one in the future of his story, and then we'll kind of talk about how we met and kind of a few things we've done. Austin and I have a very rich past of a lot of trips and a lot of cool things and a lot of exciting events that have happened in our lives together that you would probably never imagine. For only knowing Austin for the last 4 years, I felt like I've known him for a very, very long time. I've watched enough YouTube videos with him that we probably have lost brain cells, and it's kind of funny. We have some very good inside jokes that we've been having for the last few years. But when you live with a guy for 2 years, you learn a lot about him. So we'll go into that. And these Hosskey talks aren't always just going to be educational reviews of information or new social media topics. We are very personal. We want you to know us because if you don't know us, then you can't build that relationship. So I'm a real person. I like craft beer. I love playing golf. If you're on a Friday afternoon and you cannot get a hold of me, I am on the golf course. Ring my phone a few times. You'll mess up my yardage meter, and I will answer it finally. But I really enjoy a few things, and I love hanging out with my family, my friends. I bowl in a bowling league. I'm a real person, and what we do is we really just like to see small businesses succeed, and we like to make a difference in the world we're in. So I'll be doing one more vlog tonight about our new holiday special that we're going to be offering for the month of December. But you'll notice that we do a lot of things that small businesses or other businesses never will do or never think of. You may think we're crazy, but we're not. We have a method to our madness, and there's a reason for everything we do. So I look forward to getting to know all of you that are watching this, or anyone I don't know. Nice to meet you right now. Shoot me an email. My email is chriswilkey@gmail.com, CHRISWILKEY@gmail.com. You can always tweet at me at CAWilkey. CAWILKEY, or you can shoot Hosskey an email at hosskeyconsulting@gmail.com. I'd love to grab coffee, grab lunch, grab a beer, go golfing. I'm always up for anything, so just let me know if you're interested in a meeting, and I'm never going to do a sales pitch for you. I'm a educational and a knowledge seller, so I'm going to teach you a lot, and when that point in our relationship comes where you need the help and you want us to do it, we're there for you. Otherwise, we're not going to be that pushy car salesman that everyone hates. So don't be afraid to meet with me. I'd love to talk with you, and I will see you all in the future. Thanks. Have a great night. Bye.